Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Hey, listen, I haven't been live for a while. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that kind of good stuff. The New Year's on the cusp. And listen, I just came across this video. It was a real short one because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I'm going to have a little bit of fun. The UK Tribunal of Employment, or some horse shit that governs the UK in terms of workplace etiquette, has declared calling a man bald sexual harassment. Now, let me tell you, social liberals are destroying the world, okay? And I think America was going down this path. But here's the bigger issue that I think, well, one of the bigger issues. Since when has men with any testosterone left, I mean, just a drop, will give a shit about somebody calling them bald? So now there's a man in the UK getting ready to receive some settlement because his boss called him Baldy. In the job, he called him a Baldy. And the guy he won a case. His shit went to the tribunal, and they're codifying in law that if you call a woman a fat bastard, that's sexual harassment in the workplace. So if a man if somebody says to a man, "You bald, you look ugly with no hair, you bald bastard," well, the bastard part is bad. But if you just mention the fact that he's bald, that's considered a hostile environment in the workplace. And as a hostile environment in the workplace, that is just like sexual harassment when you say, "Hey, listen to a honey, you got a fat ass." You know that, baby, don't you? Holy shit, man, the world is dying of liberalism. I mean, some of this shit might be good for women, but for men to start taking umbrage because somebody called them a baldy, it's kind of alarming. And that shit right now in the UK is throwing people in jail for all kinds of stupid shit, right? The country's overrun by immigrants. There's a serious sexual harassment culture, and people just getting away with it because you can't say anything about any ethnic groups that actually might be the people inciting these bad things. So now here's one more. So in the workplace, you're a grown man, you got muscles, you work out and shit and all that kind of stuff. But if some motherfucker calls you bald, you could make some money. I can see men all around the workplace shaving their heads off, just waiting for somebody to call them a baldy. It's incredible how pussified men have become because because of liberalism. It's just incredible. There's no way to separate the two. Can you imagine you're a rig worker and you're bringing somebody up on charges because he called you a baldy? There's some sad shit going on, man. And listen, we only got 3 more years of Trump. And if the Republicans don't win the White House, all of this bullshit's going to rush right back in American culture. And I tell you what, the people down on the grassroots level, the Republicans and the conservatives, get your ass up at the local level and start to vote, because they're putting in these stupid things at the lowest levels all the way up. The president can't save you as much on the state level. So it's just crazy. So I'm just rambling. But as what I like to do, with me, right? Anytime I hear something crazy, I like to make a song about it. So I got a new hit for you guys called Bald and Sexy, but we're gonna play that after we hear this guy, rattle off at the jibs about what the situation is. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the like button. And but if you got comments on this situation, let me know what your comments are. I think it's funny, but it's not funny. This shit should never be an issue in any country, but it's an issue in UK.
Hello. Is it sexual harassment to call someone bald?
Yeah, so now this is an interesting one.
I can't believe they gave that to you, Keith. That is so unfair.
So what I don't understand about this story, and we've probably all read about it because this Employment Tribunal ruled that calling someone bald at work, in the workplace, was a form of sexual harassment. Now, what I don't understand about that is you know, and their argument was that because hair loss is much more prevalent among men, it's not singularly among men, but much more prevalent, it's a form of discrimination. So whereas I say it was really rude and unnecessary and all the rest of it, and deeply unprofessional, how is it? I can't make the leap to how this becomes sexual. How is that a sexual harassment?
Well, it was around the corner. It was meant to happen when everybody's, you know, gender identity is mentioned in their defense.
Yeah.
You know, bald men are going to get involved in that too because they've been taking it for so long, haven't they? You've been
Isn't that like
so brave, right? Oh,
But,
are you okay?
but doesn't Larry David do a whole thing about that in Curb Your Enthusiasm, about the idea that, you know, bold people are the ones that get all the flack and they don't get anyone defending them?
Yeah.
Right. So it's a joke, but it's.
I feel bad. I have too much hair. It's too thick. Look at it. I know.
You could share it with Keith.
I know.
What do you think about this, Josh? You got any thoughts?
No, yeah, I mean,
Sexual harassment?
I think, okay, you want to see if it's sexual harassment? Josh, how it got sexy.
Yeah, no, I feel like you're sexually harassing all the rest of us. That's what it felt like to me.
I apologize.
Yeah. It was a step too far.
No, it isn't.
Listen, any man who gets the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, you got to shave it all off. You know, there's ways to go bald, and then there's ways to go bald. But as soon as you start getting the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it, that whole Gulf Stream in the middle, and you got the George Jefferson look, you got to shave that shit off, man. You got to shave it off. And you just got to be cool, man, because, you know, not all women, but there are some women who like a nice bald man.
Sexual harassment.
Can't be.
But I do think there is an hypocrisy here where it's seen as, and I sort of read a column in The Guardian again, where the columnist, Stephanie Hewitt, I think, or said essentially, well, it's funny. It's like, well, you know what? It's actually, I don't know about you, but I found when I started losing my hair actually quite traumatic.
Well, that's why it's not. Yeah, but that's.
Yeah,
why
I'm not saying it's sexual harassment, but it is quite traumatic. And I think taking the mickey, it's seen as a socially acceptable form of taking the mickey out of someone's appearance.
It's like with ginger-haired people. That's seen as acceptable. You can just mock ginger-haired people, and that became.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. The thing is, I worry that there's so many boundaries and definitions now of things you can and can't say that we're just destroying our relationships with one another. All we have left is humor anyway. That's why we've got a couple of jokes.
Among friends as well. Like
exactly. And, you know.
Say that as someone with hair, by the way.
No, man, the dude with hair, he looks kind of sassy to me, but he's right. At some point, where will it end? I mean, listen, I don't think, you know, whoever the man is who's going to get some kind of, you know, kickback because he complained about somebody calling him a baldy. I don't know who that man is, but he's got to be. He can't be, you know, I'm sure he's not a member of the wrestling team. I'm kind of sure he's not.
I mean, I've had people make comments about my appearance, you know, most of my adult and prepubescent life, actually, because I was too tall and all that stuff.
Yes,
and
I get it. You get it.
It became
it's hurtful.
Well, I guess it was, but it also became a way for me to defend myself verbally. You know, I was too weak to punch back, or I was too afraid of hitting somebody. So I became, you know, more verbal in my defense. And now I'm glad that I can.
Yeah.
And I just think, people should just calm the F down a little bit.
Thank you for self-censoring that.
You're welcome.
Very important to me.
But that's the UK for you, though, man. They got a lot of problems over there. I think America, if you want to kind of see what our country would become if you put idiots like AOC and this Mondani and all of these socialist, liberal people in charge again, Kamala Harris, all of these folks, man, this country will no longer exist in a short period of time. Like what's going on with the Somalis, the number one thing is that the people in Minnesota, I didn't know they were so liberal the way they are. And it's not just the fact that these people are getting away with the most heinous fraud, waste, and abuse is because the people who are in charge of them turned a blind eye because they didn't want to be called racists. Now, can you imagine letting a person commit a crime because you're worried about the backlash of because of the color of their skin? It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Do your job. And if the Republicans, first of all, if we don't see any non-Somalis get arrested who are in the local government in Minnesota, I don't give a shit if they arrest 1,000 Somalis. If nobody in the government gets arrested, nothing's fixed. Nothing is fixed. Okay? We need to say, unfortunately, we're going to have to see some, inbred white and whoever else Americans in the high positions in those organizations in handcuffs. So this is all connected, folks. This ultra liberalism, this is just another symptom of how bad society has digressed into this bullshit where everybody wants to have rights. Going bald, right? Maybe something's wrong with us when we go bald and we lose something and we lose some hair, but it's kind of a natural thing. But let me go ahead and I got an ode to all the bald men. Call me bald and sexy, but don't do that shit in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? So here's the tune that goes along with it.
I've been strutting down this empty hall, turning heads though I'm feeling small. Call me bold and sexy, yeah, that's the game. But in this office, it just feels so lame. I know my shine, but hear me. I'm lost on the crowd, yearning for a space where I can be free, where the real me can shine for all to see. Yeah. Outside these walls, I'm a king, I swear, with a swagger that hangs in the air. Just breaking the rules. So let me loose, don't box me in. Let the real me out, let the fun begin. All that sexy, I wear it proud. I'm lost in the crowd, yearning for a space where I can be free, where the real me can shine for all to see. Yeah. So call me bold, but know there's more. I'll break these chains and find this all.
Our pain over and out. Happy New Year.